Good afternoon. I am Liz Kuhn. I am with Berkshire Hathaway, and I am recording with as Becky and Liz Vodcast. Becky is unfortunately suffering from a migraine today, so we're not going to have her on our podcast today, but we're going to still push forward with the content we promised you. And so we have a lovely person with us today, Summer Pineda from CMG, or Chris Michael George Mortgage Lending. How are you, Summer?
I'm good, Liz. Thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great. Thanks for being on the podcast with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So I just want to jump right in. What inspired you to become a lender?
Thank you for asking. Love what I do. So I was just getting out of college or sort of in between my college career, and I've always loved real estate. And at a time I considered going into finance, but then I realized I met a gentleman through a real estate company who was a mortgage lender, and just thought that looks so fun. Numbers, finance, real estate, people, the whole gamut. So you know, the universe pulled me in, and I got a job as an assistant while I was still going to college, getting a business marketing degree. Um, and I stayed because I was just absolutely fascinated by how things are the way they are programmed the way they are. I started in 2006. So I was fortunate enough to experience, the true crash and rebuilding of everything in our industry. So I've stayed because it is fascinating every day.
Awesome. Yeah, it is. It seems like it would be something you'd be a lifelong learner to do. That is all wonderful. And I just wanted to give a quick background. Summer and I have known each other for quite a while and had some transactions together as well. And so it has just been amazing to work with you, by the way. I wanted to add that in
Thank
there.
you. Likewise
Mhm.
for you. You're doing an incredible job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that because coming from you and being in the business as long as you have it,
Oh,
it's a true compliment.
thank you.
Appreciate it. So I'm curious, what is going on with today's market? Can you give us a little recap?
Yes. Interest rates remain volatile. So a conversation I like to share with people, or conversation I'm having every day, or people are calling going, "What's the rate today?" It's impossible, because we really, in order to be as accurate as possible and to be fair to your clients, our potential clients, we really need to get an idea of their whole financial picture, which would be loan program, credit scores, how much are they putting down? Are they a first time buyer? Are they utilizing their own funds, or do they need down payment assistance? It's truly a calculation that goes into figuring out an interest rate for someone. And then they change every single day with what the market's doing. So, because of inflation, interest rates are directly related. And until inflation gets under control, um, interest rates are going to remain what I call artificially high, even though historically this is an average. This is a historical average. So I think that's really important to know. Um, Interest rates is absolutely the hot topic for everyone right now. But the other piece is affordability and setting those realistic expectations for each other and our clients. That's I always say, the earlier somebody can apply and go through that official application process, the better. It's never too soon. It is extremely rare that I talk to somebody for the first time that they're under contract within a month, just as an example. I don't care if they're buying a year from now, 6 months from now, they might find a house right away. But because, my team, we have to take into consideration the entire financial picture so seriously. And how do they fit the guideline? Is there something we can do to help them get to where they want to be? I think that that's more important than ever because of affordability and interest rates, and just understanding what your payment is going to look like, once you're in that house, and how that's going to look for you going forward.
Honestly, you made me feel like I had the truth in all honesty of what the market is just then. And then if I were the consumer, if I were purchasing a house, which I did in October, we'll talk about that in another episode. But You definitely made me feel comfort when you
Oh,
said
thank
that,
you.
because, honestly, it's just, it is what it is, right? And then the holistic view of getting there.
Mhm.
And that's why we're super excited, because this podcast is all as is. It is all holistic, and it's about how do we really get there. So that was the perfect, touching point on,
Thank you.
um, yeah, that you can really get there and you can still purchase your dream home. So that takes us right into applying for a loan. I know that, everybody has a little bit different a way of doing that, but how would you do that if there was a buyer to walk into your door today?
So I always give my buyer the option. Things have definitely changed in the last couple of years. I mean, I used to be probably for the first 13 years of my career. I mean, I am sitting at my desk in my official office every day, all day. I give myself an hour or less for lunch, sometimes more if I'm meeting with a, colleague, but very structured. And what has changed is that people are all their own kind of different busy, right? And so I want to accommodate anybody in their phase of life, right? Or wherever they're at that week. I would say more often than not, people are starting with an application either over the phone or you can hop on my website. I have a really cool app that you can download. And Liz, you may have already, but it's cool because I can have the realtor that the client is working with partner on that. So the realtor is able to see, has that person actually applied? They won't see their financial data, but they'll just be able to see that they're actually doing their part to get ready. So the best place to start for anyone is the application itself, because you'll hear me refer to like the puzzle analogy. I can't see the whole picture unless I have all the pieces of that puzzle. Sometimes we need to maneuver that a little bit, and but that also helps me see like, okay, you're self-employed. I need 2 years tax returns. You have only been at this job for a year. Okay, no problem. Let's go back 1 year prior. What were you doing? Let's get that W-2. Different things like that, different scenarios. Everybody's so different. So that application piece is crucial in just gathering the data to put a scenario together.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you so much for being on this podcast. We want to keep it, perfectly simple for everyone and very clear. So we're just going to leave it at that. Summer, thank you so much for being here today and being with me on this podcast, taking time out of your day, because I know that you're a busy, busy woman.
You too.
And if you ever have anything you want to add to any of these, future videos, please let us know, because your information is super valuable to us as well. So thank you for
Thanks, Liz.
educating us.
Thank you.
And we miss you, Becky. And this is Vodcast for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And please like, love, or give us a question if you have any further questions for Summer or myself or Becky. Otherwise, have a fabulous day. And we will see you soon. Bye. Bye, Summer.
Bye.